Hello friends, welcome to World Affairs Today. Today, I'm sharing with you a story that's real news but may feel like a narrative straight out of a novel. As you listen, each character will seem like a player in a game of chess, with each move requiring careful thought. You might wonder, what event could be so intriguing that we don't already know about? Let me introduce you to a key character in today's session. Meet this individual, Karim Khan, the chief prosecutor, essentially a high-ranking government attorney for the International Criminal Court, ICC. Now, we're not talking about the ICC as in the cricket body, but the ICC that stands for the International Criminal Court. Let's get to know him a bit before diving into the story. After all, a good character introduction adds depth to the tale. Karim Khan, originally a British citizen, serves as the top government attorney at the ICC, located in The Hague, Netherlands. Recently, he made headlines by filing an application for an arrest warrant against Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Why, you ask? He alleged Netanyahu is responsible for crimes against humanity, specifically related to the ongoing Gaza conflict. This Gaza conflict, which has spanned over a year, has escalated beyond Gaza, reaching as far as Lebanon, involving groups like Hezbollah alongside Hamas. Now, at the ICC, 124 countries have come together under a treaty to make decisions regarding 4 categories of international crimes, one of which is genocide. Other categories include aggression against another country. So, under this legal framework, Khan not only requested an arrest warrant for Netanyahu, but also urged the same for Hamas leaders. Now, designating a warrant for Hamas leaders might not be breaking news after all. Hamas is already classified as a terrorist organization by the US and Netanyahu himself. But an arrest warrant for Netanyahu? That's a big story. Karim Khan didn't just stop at Netanyahu. He also called for an arrest warrant against Israel's defense minister, Yoav Gallant. Let me clarify again. This court, located in The Hague, is not to be confused with the International Court of Justice, ICJ, which is a United Nations established court. The ICC, however, was formed under the Rome Statute, a treaty aimed at prosecuting cases of genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and crimes of aggression. It now has 124 member states, with Malaysia becoming the latest member in 2019. You might wonder why this is relevant. Here's where things get interesting. Let's tackle a few basic questions. Is India a member of the ICC? The answer is no. Is Israel? Also, no. Is the United States? No, again. So, how can the ICC issue arrest warrants against leaders from non-member countries? Here's the catch. If an arrest warrant is issued, at the very least, those individuals cannot travel to any of the 124 member countries without risk of arrest. This is the same court that issued an arrest warrant against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Remember? That very arrest warrant prevented Putin from attending the BRICS summit in South Africa because South Africa is a signatory to the ICC. Had he attended, he could technically have been arrested there. The ICC received immense praise when it issued an arrest warrant for Putin. Countries around the world felt as though a major step toward justice had been taken. However, the idea of issuing a similar arrest warrant for Netanyahu caused significant discomfort. This session is about that very topic. The ICC's chief prosecutor has recently stated that Netanyahu is guilty of war crimes and has called for an arrest warrant against him. Israel was outraged. Netanyahu demanded an immediate meeting, fearing that if an arrest warrant were issued, he would no longer be able to travel freely to other countries. The big question now is whether the United States will intervene to stop his arrest. However, today's headline focuses on a different twist. The ICC itself is now investigating the very same chief prosecutor, Karim Khan, for alleged sexual misconduct. External agencies are expected to investigate Khan's actions. What did Mr. Karim Khan do? Information has emerged suggesting he committed sexual harassment, leading to an official investigation. It seems that as he sought to hold others accountable, he has found himself entangled in controversy. This session will explore whether this is a conspiracy against him or just a coincidence that he's now under scrutiny after going after Netanyahu. The headline dates back to April 29 when ICC Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, originally from Britain and a highly respected lawyer there, joined the ICC. He was reportedly disturbed by the ongoing conflict between Israel and Gaza, which led to a sense of sympathy toward Gaza. With a bold approach, he publicly stated on May 20, 2024, that he would present evidence in court declaring Israel's actions as war crimes and calling for an arrest warrant against Netanyahu and his ministers. However, he also included certain Hamas leaders in this charge, which struck a nerve. People didn't take well to this statement, arguing that it was inappropriate to equate Israel and Hamas. It's like scolding a top student in the same breath as the least performing student in the class. It feels insulting. While some champion the principle of equality before the law, Israel saw it as a biased judgment. Netanyahu, on May 20th, responded, saying that calling for the arrest of a democratic nation's leader shows extreme bias and equates Israel to Hamas. Netanyahu's anger caught the attention of the United States, primarily because if Israeli leaders are offended, the Jewish community in the U.S. could also react. This community significantly impacts U.S. election funding, which in turn affects American politics. Following Netanyahu's statement, the U.S. quickly intervened, announcing on May 20th that they were aware of the ICC's arrest warrant requests. The story underscores the rapidity of these international developments and the interconnectedness of global politics. In the International Criminal Court, ICC, Biden publicly stated that the U.S. would not tolerate any actions equating Hamas with Israel. On May 21st, a U.S. spokesperson reiterated that no comparison between the two could be considered in the ICC, and they questioned how there could even be a demand for Netanyahu's arrest. This is in stark contrast to when a warrant was issued against Putin, which was widely celebrated. The situation recalls what India's foreign minister once told Pakistan. When you keep snakes in your backyard, they might bite you too. The U.S. had taught others to use the ICC against leaders like Putin, but now it's turning against them. U.S. officials were so angered by the possibility of ICC action against Israel that they stated that if the ICC tried anything, they would push for sanctions against it. On May 22nd, they threatened that any ICC member or official would be banned from entering the U.S. if such an action occurred. Meanwhile, countries like Norway voiced support for the ICC. On May 22nd, Norway stated that if the ICC issued an arrest warrant, it would honor the decision and arrest Netanyahu, as they had signed the Rome Statute. Following Norway's lead, Ireland and Spain also expressed their support for Palestine and commitment to respect any ICC ruling. This statement prompted Israel to respond quickly. Within 2 days, Israel withdrew its ambassadors from Norway, Ireland, and Spain. In the UK, Rishi Sunak, influenced by the US, initially opposed any ICC action against Netanyahu. However, by July, a new UK Prime Minister emerged who declared support for any ICC decision, saying they would respect its rulings. This marked a significant shift, as these countries, usually US allies, openly supported the ICC's authority. Following this, ICC Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan stood firm, seeking arrest warrants for Netanyahu as a matter of justice. Despite presenting this case in May, no decision had been reached by October, 6 months later. What difference does it make who demands what? The decision is made by the judges, not these people. Did they pull some strings? It looks like Israel has eliminated one of Hamas leaders, Yahya Sinwar, the very person they were seeking an arrest warrant against. On the other hand, something else happened. On October 25th, one of the 3 judges on the ICC panel, who was quite opposed to Netanyahu, was forced to go on leave. According to ICC administrators, they said his health wasn't good and that he should take a break before delivering the verdict. So, the judge took leave, and then a new judge was assigned who will restart hearings on the case, pushing things forward. You're listening to news from October 25th, but here's something else. On October 27th, news broke that the ICC prosecutor, who was also pushing charges against Netanyahu for war crimes, was himself accused of sexual harassment by a woman, a subordinate who claimed he touched her inappropriately. The accusation alone stirred things up, just like in some movie, right? By October 29th, the prosecutor was denying everything, yet here we are today talking about it because the ICC has decided to investigate him. And here's the twist. The investigation will be conducted by his own subordinate, someone who doesn't even report directly to him. Now tell me, when have we ever seen a junior investigate their own boss? If issues come up, they might even bring in an independent body to handle it. Karim Khan, who was trying to corner Netanyahu, now finds himself wrapped up in trouble. So, here's the big question. Is all of this just a coincidence, or is there a conspiracy at play? What do you think? Has the U.S. really stooped so low as to send a judge on leave and, on top of that, stir up accusations against the prosecutor who raised the issue? Or could it just be that these allegations are real? And with Trump's potential return, will all those standing against Netanyahu simply lay down their arms? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Let us know if you enjoyed the story and if you found the connections intriguing, and please share with friends if you did. That's all for now. Take care, and thank you for your time.